Matt, go ahead.
There's a hair on your microphone.
Sick, bro. Clap your hands.
Shake it!
Just try.
Shake it!
Step what?
Shake it!
No.
Shake it!
Just give me one.
I thought we were supposed to start.
One
Two.
big-
Yeah.
Mule! Yeah, guys! Yeah! Okay, just give me like one clap in front of the lens.
Wait, you can't sync it like this?
No.
What do you have that fancy camera for?
Yesterday we posted a call for questions on our social medias, and I'm here with the man, Matt, and he's going to answer all your questions. So you just answer however you want, like as long as it takes. We'll just edit. Question number 1. I am wondering how Matt got to be so cute and fun.
Well, I've got a cute girl I'm trying to impress.
Is that the key to being cute and fun?
Incentive is yes.
I know that your bodies for your electric guitars are made out of steel, but what makes your necks different from other necks?
I've got one right here. This is torrefied maple. This is a resonator neck, but the electric guitars are similar. This is torrefied maple, so it's dried at a higher temperature, so it's more stable. We also have titanium reinforcement. So these are there's two titanium bars that go inside there. So the neck stays put, regardless of string gauge or tuning or humidity changes. So they're awesomer. This makes it awesomer.
So they're pretty nifty, is what you're saying.
Very nifty. Next level nifty.
Next level. Have you run the guitars through any pedals? And if so, which are your favorite?
Oh, have we?
You gotta get so much street cred.
Yeah. So up until 2 years ago, I had no guitar amps, and then Joey Landreth came to the shop, and 4 months later I had 4 guitar amps and a pedal board. So basically I told him, tell me what to buy, and it started out with this.
Back it up a little bit.
This is the Duelist. Look at all the knobs. Do you see all the knobs? There's 2 switches on it, and these little switches do things that are really cool.
Why do you like that pedal?
It's super smooth. You get a bunch of different options, so it's pricey, but instead of buying 5 different pedals, trying a bunch of different overdrives, you get a lot of different options here.
Nice.
This is the Hudson Broadcast, which is a really cool overdrive. It's based on like on a recording preamp circuit, so it's grittier and real thick. And then this is the Beast. Ariel Posen came to the shop and we fell in love instantly. And now I bought the pedal that he uses. Then this is nasty, and it looks like a Mulecaster.
What's that one called?
This is the Octahive by Beatronics.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's some sexy action. Who found the pickguards today?
Did you really?
This sounds like a story.
Denis and I had been looking for these pickguards for like 2 days, and then Will just wandered over and found them, and he's been writing me about it for 2 days. So,
Yep.
slow clap for Will.
Will, come here. Hello, Will.
Hey, Phil.
Is it true that you're good at finding stuff?
Apparently so, yeah. I didn't even know that was a skill I had.
Would you say you're better
What?
than me at finding
I
stuff?
would say, yes. I would say I'm better than everybody here at finding stuff. Now.
What if you were to give somebody tips on finding things, what would be some tips you would give them?
If you keep things in a specific place, look there first.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, it hurts.
So like we they couldn't find metal Strat pickguards, which I didn't even know we did. And we have telly pickguards that are made out of metal. So I was like, maybe they're next to the telly pickguards that are made out of metal, and they were right next to them.
Huh.
Yep. So that's kind of it.
Okay. Well, thanks, Will.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Nick Andrew Staver asks, do you make your own cones? How long do you recommend before replacing? And can we reorder through Mule when it comes time to replace?
Nick, I love your tunes, man. Don't replace your cones. There's no need. There's not a shelf life on there. They can't, because they're so thin, they can get crushed, like through impact. And if that happens, you'll know it because the action will get really low. Then replace the cones. If you need replacement cones, I'll send you those cones. We don't make cones currently, but we've got the big nasty lathe over there. We'll show you in a bit. And then I'm working on getting a chuck made, but right now a guy named Mike Raplago spins our cones. He used to manage Dobro and picked it up there. So.
Roger P. Monroe asks, what's the difference between a mule and a donkey?
Well, I could answer that, but let's ask the expert, Mark Dalton.
Hey Matt, what's up? So you need to know what a mule is? I guess you know what a mule is, I hope you do. A donkey's a different thing. A donkey is a donkey, or a burro is a donkey. 62 chromosomes on your donkey, and it's a separate animal. It's an equine, but it's not a horse. You get a mule when you have a donkey mother and a horse father. 63 chromosomes, so they're sterile. You get a henny when you use a female donkey and a male horse. Did I say that right the first time? A mule is a mare horse with a male donkey, and a henny is the opposite. It's a female donkey and a male horse. They're very rare. There you go.
Lisa.Costa asks, how did Denis get so foxy?
Family secret, I cannot share it with you guys.
Denis, come here. So, Denis, your wife got on our Instagram and asked how you got so foxy. What are the keys to being foxy?
Oh man, there's so many then.
There's so many keys. Well, give one tip to a guy that is very not foxy.
Drink a lot of milk when you're a kid.
But you're a vegan now.
Yeah.
Back then I wasn't, so
Okay.
it had something to do with the milk.
So drink a lot of milk as a kid and then turn vegan equals foxy.
Yeah, and don't shave at all. I just let her beard grow.
Is it true that you?
Could you hold like a whole file in there?
Yes. Let's play the game called See How Many Tools We
Jeez, I
Can
can't even get
Put in Denis'.
What the fuck is this?
The brush. Oh jeez, they almost got in there.
It holds.
Nice.
I feel like a Christmas tree.
It's like in there.
Candace, I have more questions for you.
No.
Is it is it true that you're from Brazil?
I think so.
How did you end up in Saginaw working here at Mule?
Well, that's a good question for Misa da Costa.
Oh yeah, she's responsible.
Yeah,
for
yeah. It's because of her. But
Okay.
Denis came to America because when I was 16, We met in Brazil, and his family traded me for 3 chickens and half a cow. So that's how stupid I can't say that.
For Dad-in-Chief 2 asks, for your electrics, what string gauge is standard / how do they come set up? Can someone request something different?
Yeah, the Mulecaster is same with the Resonators. We use a little bit heavier strings than normal because the scale length is a little bit shorter. It's a 25-inch scale length. So we use flat wound 13. These ones. Chromes. These are flat tops. We really like flat tops with the steel bodies, and they're 13s to 56s. Don't freak out. Like I said, it's a shorter scale length, so they're going to feel a little bit looser than you expect. And you can absolutely request a particular setup. Knowing a number helps. So if you can have your, repair guy give us a number in 30 seconds, that would help. But we have a generally pretty good if you say high or low.
Dad-in-Chief 2 asks another question. Is there a difference in tone between your Mulecaster and your Stratomule?
There's no audible difference between the Mulecaster and Stratomule. It's just a cool difference. It's just aesthetic.
Does the crew get any guitar tips from Ariel Posen since he plays your guitars? If so, please share!
We get lots of guitar tips from Ariel Posen. I'm looking for my phone. I bet we can text him right now.
You're texting Ariel for guitar tips?
Yeah, we'll edit it. He's really fast on text. Little spot. He said, have fun and just play what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then he said, is that a cop-out? No, that's great tip. Same thing with the Resonators. Just have fun with
them. M. Andrews 99 asks, are there any plans for a wooden mule?
No. We've got a year of wait for the metal body Resonators, so that's kind of our main priority, getting those done and seeing what people do with them. So maybe in the future, we'll get into the wood body thing, but for now we'll just steel all the way.
Steel is real.
Steel is real.
MT Blues Music. What country in the world has the most mules, and in particular, how many Australian owners are there currently? #world domination.
#Australia domination, because I'm pretty sure Australia has the most mules. There's a whole clan started by Matt Bays.
Matt Bays.
Yeah, and his 2 mules. Matt has the only hollow square neck mule and the only tricone sound hole mule, and he's got great music, so check him out.
Do you ship to Scandinavia?
Yeah, we've shipped to Scandinavia all the time. I've actually hand-delivered 4 instruments to Sweden, so we love Scandinavia.
Would you ever, Caspar Raitkin asks, would you ever do a reso under $1,243 for us po' boys?
That's a very specific budget, and I really appreciate the care that you've put into your spending. No.
No.
I don't know how else to say it. So I know that the cost of the Resonators are a lot of money. I totally get that. It's not because I can't appreciate the expense of them. We have a very limited production amount in the course of a year, and we have a year wait list. So what would happen is the price went up because our wait list was so long. At one point it was like 2.5 years. And because it's so limited, if I, in the course of that 2.5 years, if I break an arm or get sick, suddenly that 2.5-year wait turns into a 4-year wait, and then we lose orders because waiting 4 years for a guitar is not what people signed up for. So part of that price increase is risk. We can't assume a lot of risk there with a longer wait list, so we have to keep the wait list down, and the only way to do that is having the price where it's at.
Since acquiring my first, and this is from Carl, since acquiring my first mule, I've noticed a huge increase in people wanting to be my friend/lover. How does one manage the influx?
Well, I've not personally experienced that, so Carl, I think it's you, buddy.
It's all you, Carl. What's more challenging / labor intensive build, a Mulecaster or a traditional Resonator?
It's two very different processes, so I don't know. It's hard to say. I think the Resonator has more parts. More parts to put together. The neck set is a little bit more difficult, so I think the Resonators definitely are a little bit more involved.
Here's a meaty one. Justin Krause official asks, how are your guitars inspired by national guitars, and in what ways do your guitars differ?
Well, they're inspired by traditional Resonators because it's the same shape. They're made out of steel. They have the cones. It's definitely, people know what Resonators look like, and we're not trying to mess with that. They're different because of the type of steel that we use, and also some internal construction is done a little bit differently. Traditionally, the thinking with Resonators is that you want the cone to do all the talking, but we loosen up the insides a little bit so that the steel is doing a lot of the vibrating.
Can you talk about your pickups at all, and also would you be willing to sell them separately?
Yeah, the pickups that we put in the Resonators and the Mulecasters are mini humbuckers. And the neck pickup in the Mulecasters looks like a gold foil, but it's just a mini humbucker. They're unpotted so that it picks up all the yummy goodness inside the body. But with the Resonators, the big thing about the pickup is how it's mounted right here. It's not stuck on the top, and it's not part of the cover plate. And the reason we do that is so that the pickup can hear what's going on inside the body. So you get the volume from the strings, from the magnetic part, but you get a lot of the air from it being mounted internally like that.
I am Rusin asks, I asked a long time ago if you make square necks. The answer was yes, but I've never seen one. Question emoji, question emoji.
Out of 600 guitars, we've made probably 4 or 5 square necks, including the one hollow neck and maybe 4 wood ones. Mark Lavengood has one, so check him out on Instagram. He's got a square neck mule that he rips on.
Do I buy an engagement ring or get a mule? That's from the real Joe B1.
Buy the ring, man. Buy the ring. That's the safest answer. I'm not wading into that one.
Miles Markham, pedal steel? Question mark.
We're guitar makers, not physicists. I wouldn't even. Yeah, I have no idea where to start.
Heading over to the face place. Downstairs from your shop, and have often wondered why you'd have to sacrifice mules to make a guitar, and also where do you keep the animals because I want to pet one. And then John, also from downstairs, asked, I too have been wondering this. Also, how do I get one of those nice camel hats I've seen floating around? John, we're bringing you one right now.
John will bring you a hat.
Let's go.
Wish we could ride out on a mule.
Tom Dagan, regular pickups to my ears don't capture the classic Resonator tones. Do you offer any alternatives like Pizio or something else?
Yeah, with resonators and acoustic guitars, it's really important that you get all of the vibrating pieces amplified, and the best way to do that is with a microphone. It's with a microphone. Dynamic on a stand, a clip-on microphone. There just isn't a good way with a contact pickup to represent the acoustic guitar. It's like listening to an acoustic guitar through a tabletop with your ear on the table. Like, this is what you're going to be hearing with any sort of contact pickup, and it just doesn't, there's no way for it to sound natural.
Robert Nigel Phillips says, can you make a stereo mule, or do I need one more?
It's guitar plus one, Nigel, so get yourself another mule, and I'll make you a deal.
Winky, winky face.
My wink is so bad.
Yeah.
like I'm nodding my whole head.
Yeah, your wink sucks. Shane Hamilton asks, would you ever do 12 strings?
No. I think 12 strings are cool, but they're cool for, it's like a barbed wire tattoo.
Brutal.
No one here has barbed wire tattoos, right? I'm the only one here that doesn't. Do you have tattoos? We're going right now. I'm getting a tattoo.
Ooh.
Social media, what tattoo should I get? Let's vote.
Vote in the comments.
Vote in the comments below. What tattoo? And where should the location be? A mule on my ass? Ooh, it's like a dad joke for like forever. The first vote is in.
Andy Patmos says, how long is the wait list?
Wait list is 8 months right now.
What ideas do you have that you really want to try out but haven't?
Oh, new ideas every day.
Give
Someone's been suggesting like wood guitars a lot, but I don't know about that one.
As the business has grown, what's been the biggest challenge around having other people execute on your initial vision?
I would say that's the easiest part. If you look at these guys, everything that they do is because they do it way better than me. So that's been awesome to have people hear that. Yeah, it's been amazing.
Any custom options for the Mulecaster? Finish, neck shape, etc. Awesome work. By the way, that's from Stephanos.
Stephanos, you can pick colors. We do powder coat, and then we do raw finish. Not neck shape, it's thicker and thinner. We have a good neck shape that's kind of a combination of all of them. So tell me if you want a thick one or a thin one, and we can do that.
What? This is from, I think, Jan Christian. He says, what kinds of strings do you recommend for mule, electric, and resonator?
Resonator strings, we're working with Stringjoy on having a polished top resonator set. And then also for electrics, flat wounds for the Mulecasters. The warm flat wound in the metal body sounds really cool.
Jared Hickman, have you experimented with other electric designs and sounds beyond the Mulecaster?
Well, we have the Mulecaster, and we have a Stratomule, and for a particular someone we have in mind, Zach Wild.
stillborn. Craig Schultz posts a picture of a triple neck guitar. One of them is a normal 6-string neck. The next one is a 7-string fan fret, and the third one looks like a 3-string bass. Can you make that? Just jam all the necks in there.
The answer is no.
You cannot make that.
No.